What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Quite a bombshell in the community this afternoon. IMV Gaming, famous for Gridiron Champions, doing a crowdfund that raised a substantial amount of money over 2018 to 2019, is apparently now saying that two of the insiders involved with their program have, in a way, taken the money from them and apparently are seeking legal action against them, and that apparently those two individuals also prevented the game from progressing forward and communication to the community. They obviously state here they have material and evidence to support all of the claims that they were taken advantage of, including emails, notes, and phone conversations. They also go on to say that there was some paywalling involved here as they tried to continue forward to either, we assume, make the game or share news with the community. But regardless of what took place, and hopefully this all does come to light, this is a major step back for the community. They go on to talk about it being their responsibility, and most importantly, that they are committed to refunding everyone's money that supported the presale. I say that is important because before, they had only looked to refund select individuals that requested it. Now they are looking to do that to everyone. They go on to talk about speaking to a litigator in Florida, but obviously the current state of not only the economy, but communications is going to slow the ability for any type of legal action to take effect as everything gets backlogged legally. But they do guarantee that they will make this right to everyone that was loyal and supported them. I guess you also have to consider this may mean the end of the Gridiron Champions project, which seemingly never actually left images that they sold to the community as a game. And obviously, probably the most troubling aspect of this is they say of that admitted $300,000, they do not have the money right now, as the individuals took all of that and then claiming more. They are going to work with everyone to secure the funds and begin to distribute refunds. I will say, from the beginning of this, I was slightly skeptical. I did some interviews with these guys and I felt that their heart was in the right place. If nothing else, they showed the desire for a football game was there to where crowdfunding would work, that the community wanted a game that much. However, we all know with money comes greed, and unless you keep a tight circle, things like this can happen to anyone. The damage this has done to the community is immeasurable. There are people today that justifiably feel because their money was taken from this project, they will not offer it to other gaming companies that actually have a product and a game in the marketplace because they feel that because this game didn't deliver, no other gaming company will. That is ultimately the biggest setback in this. We saw a gaming vision come out. We saw images. We saw very little in terms of gameplay and actual programming. We actually saw none of that, and rather all substance, speculation, and hope. And that is what got sold here. I would offer to you that if you were taking advantage of this, or you feel that you are owed money from this program, that you seek to communicate with them, from my interactions with them, they've been very good communicating to me. I will offer with all respect, I have heard the horror stories from other people, but again, I don't know that everyone's coming to me with the good and the bad. A lot of times people just bring the bad to me. But I would also say, most importantly, you have independent games right now in Access and Maximum Football that are in the marketplace, that are actually being developed, that are led by two incredible programmers in Danny Jugan and David Winter. And I would recommend, if you have any apprehension or any reservations about giving money to them, whether it is for their game or through their Patreons, that you seriously reconsider that and understand that not all companies are simply looking to sell you the game that you want to buy, but they're actually looking to sell you the game that you can actually make, in terms of providing feedback to the community and that being used to create the game and shape the game that you want. It's unrealistic for any of us to think that a AAA base title will come out within the next year to rival Madden. And I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but these independent games will have a slow progress forward to becoming the game that you want to spend money on. But they are willing to take that journey with you if you're willing to support them and give them the information and feedback they need to improve their games. I know this has been a really difficult time for the community. This certainly is not the time people want to go look for refunds, wait for lawsuits, and I know a lot of people really felt hurt by this. A lot of people made an emotional investment in this game and felt that this was going to be the next college football game. Hopefully, as time goes on, we learn the background of what actually happened. But at least in the short term right now, I would also offer that if you're going to go over to other YouTube creators that projected this project was something they invested in or something they were backing, please be mindful that not everyone may have always been aware of what was going on. Please be mindful that the individuals, in some cases, that from day one were negative about this product or thought this project could never succeed, it's easy for them to come out today and say, I told you so. And if that's what they want to do to make themselves feel better, then more power to them. But the bigger picture here is the community wants a football game. The community actually, in a way, deserves a football game. And what we saw here was the willingness of individuals to buy into that and support it to a very strong degree. So I hope, if nothing else, that's not what is lost in all this. I know right now it's very easy to say this company was a scam, they stole our money, they ran with our money, now they lost our money, and we'll never get it back. And you know what? To be completely transparent, I wouldn't fault anyone that said that or thought that, even though I personally feel dealing with these individuals, that more than likely wasn't the case. I think, as I said before, best of intentions were used across the board here. But the fact of the matter is you had young people that could easily have been manipulated with a fair amount of money in a market that was supporting them. And unfortunately, no matter who was in that position, they could have found themselves taken advantage of. Hopefully, the people that are responsible for taking advantage of these guys, for taking advantage of the community, ultimately do receive the ultimate justice. Although, unfortunately, it looks like, as I said, the ultimate justice to the community would have been a AAA title, programmed, released, and supported college football game. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I think, ultimately, the loss of a video game, or the concept of a video game, is the last thing that I am truly worried about here. Instead, what I'm worried about, as I said, is the long-term ramifications this is going to have on the community and how it's going to change how people actually perceive games going forward. Because although for the last 8 minutes, I've talked to you about people that felt this game would never follow through and never be able to succeed, what I would offer is I spoke to just as many, if not more people, that fully believed in this project and fully backed this project and had the complete expectation and understanding that this would create the next great football game. And that's because they felt the people that were behind it had their best interest in mind in terms of looking at what college football gaming brought. And let's also remember that this is a gaming company, or I guess an illusion of a gaming company to some, that went out and touched some very large spaces, got into some very large media plays, got a lot of attention for themselves. So don't feel that this was just 2 or 3 people that pulled the wool over the eyes of the community. There were a lot of people involved here, and I say that because they were involved for the right reasons. There was more substance here than a lot of people initially take credit for at face value, but that doesn't mean that we don't have more substance in gaming companies now that are trying every single day to make the best football game possible. As a matter of fact, I spoke to not only Danny over at Access Games, but also Spear over at Canuck Play, and both of them reassured me, hey, there's footage coming for you. We've got news we want to share. We're working hard on our project. This is going to clash with that to a lot of people, but these companies could not be further apart What IMV Gaming is and what IMV Gaming did could not be further from Canuck and Axis Games. They just could not be further from each other, and I hate that people want to connect them together as the same, and it bothers me because I've dealt with all these individuals that I continually see it happen. So I would seriously tell you, if you want to support football gaming, don't let this be a deterrent. Go to their Patreon, go to their game platforms. You don't want to purchase their game, that's okay. There's other ways to support them, but understand, not every football company that comes out with a game is looking to take your money. Even though one did not work out the way we expected, it does not mean they all will not do that. Love to know your thoughts on this. I would actually, if you've been impacted by this company, please let me know how much you gave them. Kind of lay out a timeline, if you will, and hopefully this video can serve as a resource for you to all join together and try to make sure that you get your money back. Appreciate you taking time to check out this video, and you know I will be back in the week with more commentary.